Okay, so welcome everyone today. My name is Adeolu Akinyemi, and I'm excited to be presenting again this Monday. This is our regular Money Mondays. It's something that is becoming a very regular feature on Mondays. I've ensured that come rain, come shine, even when it was difficult to do, we've kept constant with this Monday meetings at 6 p.m. So that we can all learn a little bit about what is going on in the financial space and how can we play in that space. And today the title was the $200 investment club. And I know that many people are excited and interested in what that is all about. I'm going to be sharing that with us very quickly in the next few minutes. So I'd like to welcome everyone that is here today and say we're going to get into the heart of that conversation. But first, I'd like to remind us of some things that we kicked off this Money Mondays with so that I can get the general idea of where we are coming from, what we have in mind, and what is possible. Now, I don't know if you're here, many of us are familiar with this story about Pharaoh who had a dream. And I'm sure it's one of the most popular stories in the Bible. So even if you're not a Bible student, you probably would have heard of this story about Joseph and about the fact that Pharaoh had a dream. And in this dream, there were fat cows. There were seven of them. And then these fat cows were looking very robust and very nice, like the kind of cows we see on television that are bred in New Zealand, in Netherlands, and in all those exciting countries. And then there were seven thin cows, the kind of cows you see roaming around Nigerian streets, that makes you wonder, have these cows really been fed or are they really hungry? Yeah, so we have, and interestingly, we saw a scenario in that dream where Pharaoh saw the thin cows swallowing the fat cows. And I think it looks like what usually happens when, even though we don't have infrastructure, we're not really training our people, and then Nigerian footballers go and they win the Olympic, it's like thin cows swallowing fat cows. But in the context of this dream, don't mind me, I'm just trying to stroke us a little bit. In the context of this dream, we had a scenario where Pharaoh saw the cows and then he saw the thin cows swallow the cows. He also saw some hairs of corn, of wheat, and he saw the thinner, ones taking over from where you had the robust harvest. And he was confused. He woke up from that dream, wondering what exactly is going on, wondering at how he couldn't explain or he couldn't understand, and he was really, really thrown into some kind of turmoil, trying to discern what exactly was his dream about. And interestingly, that was the how I was showing for Joseph. That was the season where Joseph was going to be translated from obscurity to prominence. He was going to leave the prison and make it to the palace as prime minister. And all that he was able to offer to Pharaoh was clarity about his dream and clear action steps of what to do to take things forward. And we said, of course, this dream has strong interpretations, strong connotations, and plenty of lessons we can derive from it. But for our own particular market climb in the context of finance that we're talking about, we say that this particular dream also illustrates what happens around the world in cycles of seasons. So there's a season where everything is going well, and there's a season where things are not going well. There's a season when there's summer, and there's rain, and you can plant your crops and you can do all of that. And there's a season called winter where you better be harvesting, and it's whatever you have sown in summer that you can reap in winter. The world is made up of cycles. As long as the earth remains, there will always be seed time and harvest time. And seed time is a particular season. Harvest time is a particular season. In Nigeria, for example, we have rainy season and dry season. When you get to America, you have winter, you have summer, you have autumn, you have spring. The world is designed in seasons. There will be great times and there will be not so great times. There will be mountains and there will be valleys. There will be highs and there will be lows. And reality is, even in the financial world, the same thing happens as well. So if you are doing business and it looks like everything is in a boom, it's not always a boom forever. There are seasons, and the ability to stay sustained is the ability to plan for those seasons, to be able to ensure that when things are going well, there's what you're doing. When things are not going well, that's what you're relying on. So wisdom is knowing that there will be seasons in life and planning ahead for those seasons, taking positions for the right behavior in those seasons. And what we've been doing with Money Mondays is basically highlighting what season are we in and what activity should characterize these times. And that's what we have discussed from week to week. We have shared a number of opportunities. We have shown a number of directions, without trying to, enforce any paradigm or position on anybody. We basically shared what is possible and what is happening. And there's a very interesting diagram that I found very interesting, and I think we can utilize. This paradigm says, in a bull season, okay, in a bull season, the example of the kind of season we are in, there are 4 unique steps you need to learn how to take. There's step 1, there's step 2, there's step 3, there's step 4A, and there's step 4B. And I want to run you through that process because these are the things that you will need to learn to do independently. Even though I am talking about the $200 investment club, one of the key highlights of that club is that you will get access to information. Okay, if we are clubbing together and grouping together, it's because we're going to learn together and we're going to use positive peer pressure to push ourselves forward to do amazing things. Okay, so step one says you need everybody who wants to maximize this bull season as far as the blockchain is concerned, as the crypto market is concerned, needs to have a portfolio of altcoin bags. Okay, you need to have a bag that is full of altcoins, and that bag can be $1,000 bag, it can be $500 bag, it can be any value depending on your risk profile. Okay, and I'm going to put this into context. We're going to have a portfolio of altcoin bags because we are around the season they call alt season. So typically, if you go online and search, there are 4 critical seasons that happen in the bull season. The bull season is made up of 4 sub-seasons. So the first season is Bitcoin. Bitcoin rally. Okay, and once Bitcoin goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, that's an introduction into the market's about to get bullish. The next step you find in that journey is Ethereum. Ethereum reaches an all-time high. That's the second feature to let you know that, yes, bull season is taking grounds when Ethereum hits new all-time highs. And we just saw Ethereum hit a new all-time high today. For example, Ethereum is about 4,100 last time I checked. Who knows, it may get to $5,000 anytime before this month gets midway. People are speculating different numbers. It shows you step 2 is already happening. We're getting to somewhere close to the top of this bullish season. And then step 3 is where you have the coins with bigger market caps beginning to pump. So you begin to find coins like Doge beginning to pump. You begin to have XRP. You begin to have NEO. You begin to have tokens that are normally within the top 50, top 20, top 100 begin to show excitement because as money makes it into the crypto market via Bitcoin, it dissolves into Ethereum. People see that Ethereum is like number 2 and is valuable. And then from there quickly, it goes to the large cap tokens that are 2 billion, 1 billion, 10 billion, 50 billion, 1 billion, 500 million. You begin to have that space begin to rally up as well. And then the 4th stage that it's supposed to get to is what they call the alt season. And at the alt season, basically money distills away from all of those places, moves into the altcoins, and then you begin to have coins with very low market caps begin to do very crazy numbers. Now, if you've been paying attention to anything that's going on, you probably have realized that some of all of these have happened already. Bitcoin has moved from $4,000. It has gone all the way to $64,000. It has tried to correct to about 42, 40, 48, 42, 45. It's gone back currently to 57. It's playing around that zone. And as Bitcoin is being stable around that zone, you find Ethereum moving into all-time highs of 4,000, possibly reaching 5,000. People are speculating 6,000, maybe as far as $8,000. And of course, as that is stabilizing in that region as well, you begin to hear Dogecoin, XRP, NEO, ADA, Solana, a number of major coins that in that space are already beginning to pick some value as well. And gradually it will trickle down into the altcoins where you can have plenty of X's happening. Now, of course, this strategy says you want to begin this journey, probably have a portfolio of altcoins. Okay, now once one of your altcoin pumps, let's say for example, CoinC pumps, okay, you take the money that you have made from there and you take your profit into Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is where you want to localize your value because that's the last thing that will go down as well. If the bull season is over, all of them will begin to correct. Bitcoin will probably still hold for a while, while all that is going on. So whatever profits you have made from a coin that has pumped, you want to move into BTC. That's step 3. Okay, try not to buy back altcoins on the dip unless it's top tier. Okay, usually there are plenty of opportunities. Some people want to go back. They have the bad habit of saying, that thing I left has gone higher. Okay, once you leave a particular place, leave the place. Move to Bitcoin. Okay, if you want to spend money in any direction, spend that money buying unpumped altcoins. Okay, put them in your bag. One pumps out, reserve it to Bitcoin. As for you. And then 4B is near the end of the bull market. You want to sell some of your Bitcoin, the one that you don't want to put for the long term, and then always have some long term. Do not buy back altcoins, as they will have a brutal bear market once you know that the bull market is getting over. So this very interesting cycle looks reasonable as a way to drive the side of your portfolio that is high risk, that you are, that is going through all the pumping motions. You want to enjoy all the value that's happening there. This is a strategy you can use for that. Now, this is not your only strategy. There's also the strategy that I've always shared with you, which is the strategy you want to keep aside away from this, that is not as high risk, even though it's still in the crypto space. It's not as high risk as this, is your DCA portfolio. It's a portfolio that you are taking advantage of by doing DCA. And I've shared these steps with us before. I want to reinforce the steps again. Number one, you want to get into a solid network, or what in this case I'll call a solid club. Find a group to belong to, where knowledge is shared, where things are happening, where people are actually taking steps. Join that kind of organization or group. Then step two, you want to buy some Bitcoins. If you look at this, the table I drew for you, you will realize that you will buy those altcoins with Bitcoin. So of course you want to have some Bitcoin, and then you want to DCA. And DCA is repeated 3 times here because that's probably the most important strategy that you will put in place for your long term. Okay, you want to make sure that you have DCA. My biggest regret in this space that I've been in since 2017 is that I did not understand or learn or practice DCA from the day that I understood this. If I had practiced DCA and I'd carried people along with me to practice DCA for the last 4 years, I will be in a company of millionaires. Everybody who is listening to me today who has known me for that long will probably be awash with cash, because we'll have built together tremendous wealth by just buying. And what exactly is DCA? DCA basically means it means dollar cost averaging, but let me explain it in very layman's terms. So there are 2 levels of DCA available in the Bitcoin space, and this is what we use BitNob app for. And I'll tell you what that means. So DCA means if I've hustled hard for the last 4 years, and I made sure that every savings I wanted to make as savings, I was using it to buy dollars. If I was using my savings to buy dollars, for example, by today, I will be much richer than if I was using to buy Naira, because in the last 5 years, I will have bought dollars at 250. In the last 5 years, I'll have bought dollar at 300. I'll have bought dollar at 350. I'll have bought at 360. And right now, I'll be buying at 465, 470. It means the dollar value I'll have, if I convert it to Naira today, will be much, much more than the Naira value I have, because Naira has devalued consistently against the dollar over the last 5 years, over the last 10, 20 years, in fact, over the last 40, over the last 60 years since our independence. But guess what? That is if I'm doing dollar cost averaging. Now, if I do dollar cost averaging, that's one step. I am averaging my Naira into dollars, and because Naira is devaluing, I have a higher value because of the dollars. Step one. Step two, if I now use the dollar that I'm averaging into to buy Bitcoin, and if I can buy as low as Bitcoin worth $1, as low as what, $5, so not only am I averaging in dollars, I am now taking the dollars to buy Bitcoin based on the trend of Bitcoins for the last 10 years. Okay, if the amount of dollars I would have today, for example, will be $10,000, the amount of dollars I will have if I was averaging with Bitcoin will be roughly around $100,000. So you get the idea. It means I am growing the value of my resource by 2 leverage factors. 1, I'm hedging against depreciation. 2, I am latching onto the upward trend of the Bitcoin asset and ensuring that I can enjoy that value over time. Now, if you do dollar cost averaging and you plan to do for 5, for 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, you may not see the big moves and the big rush in a short period of time, but mark my words, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, we'll look back, compare notes with the people that are running helter-skelter, buying different coins and shitty coins and trying to see the value you can gain in short term. You will realize that you and I will have moved forward significantly ahead of majority of people that are running around in circles, because this plan of DCA is just amazing. It's the best plan to trade for people who don't have daily time to trade. Okay, if you understand DCA a little better from that, just type in that chat box yes, so that I know that you get it and you understand this. Now, I said maximize the bull with others. And the reason why I said maximize the bull with others is because if we work together, in order to work together as a team, it's possible to achieve a lot more together. And I'll tell you what I mean. So, for example, I'm doing my DCA regularly, but I know I'm doing it regularly. Maybe I'm a disciplined person, I've put the mechanisms in place and I'm doing it. But who knows if you are doing it? Who knows if somebody else is doing it? What if you have a system where we are checking each other up and we're using regular reminders and we're using positive peer pressure to ensure that everybody is doing what they need to do to ensure that they are doing their dollar cost averaging. Imagine the kind of value, imagine the kind of possibilities that we could enjoy from that if we were all doing that. Okay, if we're all doing that, that would be phenomenal, wouldn't it? Okay, and that's the whole essence. The whole essence is that we can create a structure, we can create a structure that allows us to ensure, what, nobody is left behind in time. Okay, everybody can enjoy good value with this in time. Good, this is double strategy in both FX and in crypto. So I can see that you get me. Now I want to show you something very interesting. I want to show you something quite interesting. I want you to have a look at this. Let me just share the DCA screen so that you can see what's possible with the DCA screen. So this is an example of DCA screen. This is BitNob's DCA calculator. Okay, and if you are in this meeting today and you are not already in BitNob, you are out of the picture. You don't know what is happening. You are on a very long thing. Okay, I want you to get this and get this very clearly, because this is how you can begin to ensure that from today, you begin to take advantage of this. So let's say, for example, I got involved in this in 2017, sometime around July. So let's fast forward to July 2017. And let's say, for example, July 2017, I got involved. Let's say I didn't do anything about it until August 4. Let's say August 4 is when I'm having this meeting. So let's imagine that I go back in time and this meeting was done in August 4. This meeting I'm having with you here, we did it in August 4 of 2018. That is roughly 3 years ago, not quite 3 years ago. That's less than 3 years ago. And let's say, for example, we all agreed in this place and said, to ourselves, we're going to put a little pressure on ourselves. We want to drive and ensure that on a monthly basis, the least person in this our club is saving $50 per month. Okay, $50 per month. If you are here in this room and you can save $50 per month, okay, type in that chat box the amount you can save per month, the amount you can push yourself, drive yourself, that you, and not the amount that you can do, but the amount that will not make you feel bad if it was lost. Okay, the amount that you don't feel, man, say I wasted my money. So if it is $30 that will give you that comfort, write $30. So that $30 means $1 per day. It means every day, instead of going to eat lunch, you take 500 naira and you make it available. What will not make you feel, I've done something bad to myself? If this money goes away, I will feel sad. Okay, so I'm seeing different kinds of numbers. Somebody says $200. Wow. Someone says $60. Someone says 50. Someone says 20. Someone says 100, 50, 500 USDT. Okay, 50, 100. Wow, per month. Now, let's imagine, I'm not sure many of us will be willing to lose this amount of money on a regular basis if we lost it. We'll probably feel bad if we lost $200, if we're doing $500 per month and it got lost. So I'll use the smallest average number here, which is $30. So let's say, for example, I use $30. And I say, since 2018, we put $30 away as something that we're going to be using for dollar cost averaging is on a monthly basis. And I want to calculate what exactly will the value be today. Okay, if I was putting $30 away since 2018, this is just my general regular put money aside. It's not my investment trying to create more value. It's just a steady thing I want to be doing, $30. If I was doing $30 per month, by now I will have done $1,020, and by today it will be worth $7,390. I will have multiplied that money by 7 just because I was doing DCA. Okay, it didn't matter whether the price went up or it went down. It didn't matter what exactly happens to the prices. Based on this activity, this is the value I will have created via DCA. If I was just saving $30 per month that I could afford to throw away, that money now today, if I multiply it by 500 naira, will be about 4 million naira. I will have had 4 million naira today from $30 per month that I was putting away, which 2.5 years ago was exchanging for 300. Okay, so that $30 will have been 9,000 naira. Okay, so if I look at the naira value, the naira value will be less than $1,020. Okay, that I've gained on dollars, and then I've gained on Bitcoin as well. Now, if at that time as well, I said to myself, you know what, I want to even put some amount directly to the market and just keep it there for the long haul, there's a lot of value you can add. Now, this is just 2.5 years. Okay, if you stretch this back, many more years, the kind of possibility that exists if I take this back for 10 years, for example, is mind-blowing. So if I go back 10 years and I say, you know what, I want to do this from August 2011. Okay, I choose my birthday date, August 2011, and I'm doing $30 per month. What will I have today? Okay, if I did this for 10 years from 2011, I will have put away $3,570. That's all I would have saved in dollars. Imagine in Naira, I would have saved less because 10 years ago, dollar was exchanging for 120, 150. So my Naira value will probably be less than, my Naira value will be less than 2 million Naira. You can do the Naira calculation. But in dollars, I've gained. This dollar, 3,570 is a gain. I'll have gained in dollars. But not all. The total value of what I'll have today will be $5.6 million. In 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, my $30 per month done for 10 years will have been 3,570, but the value of what you and I will have control over now will be $5.6 million. Somebody said Jesus. Yes, I love calling that name. The value of the money will have gained 157,000%. And these are not fictitious numbers, these are not assumptions, these are calculations based on the reality of the price of Bitcoin over the course of the last 10 years. If I was buying it on a month-by-month basis on the anniversary date of August 4, on the 4th of every month. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask a very funny question. If you had been doing this for the last 10 years and you had $5.6 million now, what will you be thinking about doing with the money? Okay, can somebody help me with what are the kind of ideas that are coming to your mind of what you can do with $5.6 million? Somebody says, how can I start beating up? Please. Very simple. So it's the discipline of being able to stay committed in time. Okay, and I think one of the things that helps that discipline is collaboration. Okay, it's collaboration. Somebody says, $5.6 million. All the problems you are facing now will be very small potatoes. You'll be $5.6 million. I don't know if you know what that means. You can multiply by Naira, that's about 2.5 billion Naira. Okay, if you want to be spending on a monthly basis, it will take you a while, okay, to finish. Yeah, it will be amazing, isn't it? And all that could have created that value is $30 per month. Per month, not per day. That's the equivalent of $1 per day. Let me do something very interesting. So this is per month. I want to show you per day. So the same value, but I reduce to $1 and I say 30 days make 1 month, and I say let's do it daily. I want to show you that on per day, because you will be taking advantage of the highs and lows more, on per day it can even be more. Let's see what per day will have done for us. Okay, per day, we had 3,570 that were saved in the initial calculation. Let's look at what the calculation of per day does to this. It's taking a while to calculate it. Okay, so per day, okay, it's about the same. I will have had 3,567, and it will be 5.68 million. So I'll have gained an $80,000 extra from the fact that I was doing it daily. Okay, that is amazing. Of course, if I did it lump sum at the beginning, I'll have a lot more money. But if I don't have it lump sum and I'm doing it as I go, there's a lot that is possible. Okay, someone says I'll become the president of Nigeria. Someone says I will just set up an NGO and help to dash out money. Someone says invest in real estate. People also want to invest. You have money already. You're still thinking about invest. Why not just enjoy it? Someone says some of my prayer points will disappear. Okay, so some of the prayer points we are praying, are directly connected to money. So ladies and gentlemen, see what's possible here. Now I want to ask you, how many of us believe it's good to save? If I ask you, do you believe it's good to save? Generally, people say they know it's good to save. If I ask you how many of you have saved consistently for the last 3 years, then the hands begin to drop. Why? Because even though we know it's good to save, we don't. Because, and I ask, is there anybody here who has saved consistently for 3 years, for 4 years? Typically, you know what happens? A few people raise up their hands. And without fail, when I ask them, do you belong to a cooperative? Do you belong to an investment club? The answer is yes. It means that one of the sure ways to ensure that people are saving regularly okay, is positive peer pressure. Is having a community that they belong to that is demanding of them a need to consistently put aside some amount. The positive peer pressure makes that happen. Okay, do I have a witness in the house? Somebody says, yeah, true that. Okay, good. And I think also the positive peer pressure should not just be positive peer pressure that doesn't cost you anything. I think people take things more seriously when it costs them to do. When it's not just, I belong to that club, it's free. No, it will not be free. It will cost us something so that you know that, okay, you know what? I'm here. I'm willing to pay a price to ensure that I'm consistently driving and consistently growing. So somebody says, I've been in a cooperative for 13 years. Excellent. So that's how the DCA calculator looks like. I just want to give us perspective with that so that you know how that looks like and we know what we're doing. Okay, so what exactly are the strategies that I've seen that make sense? What can people leverage on outside of DCA, which is a must do? What else is possible? So there's something I found, and I don't want to spend too much time on this. I realized that there are a few launch pads out there that are always doing IDOs every week. Launch pads are like incubators or platforms that new projects and new tokens get launched on. They have access to what they call public sales prices before it gets listed on the Coin Market Cap, on CoinGecko, or before it gets listed on the various places. It first of all comes through this pad. And only a select few people have access to the tokens on the pad because the amount of money you need to keep under lock and key to give you access to these launch pads, the amount of money you put together is huge. So for example, I have been a very key part of Binance Smart Chain Pad for a long time. If you want to be at the highest level with Binance Smart Chain Pad, at today's price, you probably need to have about $200,000. If you want to be at the highest level with paid ignition at today's price, you probably want to have about $150,000. If you want to be at PokerStarter today, maybe $12,000. There's some that are less, there's some that are more. There's an opportunity to participate in this part, but you need to put a lot of money together. So one of the things I've thought about is rather than one individual trying to go in and lock it down, why don't we get a few people to gather resources together, lock it down, and share the opportunity to enjoy the sales that happens on the pad. Now, these are not phenomenal volumes of money, but they are something that allows you to get some interest coming in on a regular basis from the fact that one new thing is being launched and people can make, some profits from doing them. I'll give you an illustration. So for example, a token launches on, let's say, Binance Smart Chain Pad. In this token, because of the level we are, and I'll say that the level you want to be, for example, to make this work is the highest level. The highest level costs about $20,000. So maybe we have a few people, maybe the organization as a group, we organize together and ensure that we lock that position. That position says, for example, that for this particular opportunity, we are able to invest $2,500. For that opportunity, everybody in the club is divided, who is interested is able to take a portion of that possibility. And based on the portion of that possibility that they take, it is taken, profit is shared, and everybody is distributed to. Next week, something else happens, profit is taken, it is shared, everybody is distributed to. And the only involvement that people need to have is to ensure that they belong to the club, okay? And, they are doing their DCA, we're tracking, they are doing all that needs to be done, and then opportunity comes. That opportunity is taken advantage of by everybody collectively and shared with everybody within the space. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is an example of how this can be done. Now, people can enjoy together what is difficult for them as individuals because of what we call the power of we. Okay, so that's what's possible. The pads and their performances are shown. Some have done projects averaging 68x. Now, of course, as the bull season winds down, this will become less and less. And then DCA will take over. Okay, the moment the bull season goes over, DCA, you better have been doing DCA. You better continue with your DCA. Once the bull season is over, bull season is good. DCA is good in bull season. DCA is good in bear season. DCA is good when the bull season comes back again. DCA is all season. Okay, opportunity is defined by seasons. Is where you put in your seed, gain and harvest, and you reserve some of your harvest as seeds for when the next run comes. Okay, but Binance Smart Chain Pad, for example, as of April, are done averagely 68.2x. Paid ignition has done about 53.6x. PokerStarter has done about 33.6x. Dow Maker, I've done about a 3x. All of them have done X. X means times the value of invested amounts. People who invested $1 have earned $68. People who invested $1,000 have $68,000 because they played in those parts. I am thinking that the part we will use collectively is the Binance matching part. It's a part I'm already on. It's a part that we can, if we can aggregate different funds from different people together, we can get positioned into quite easily. So, ladies and gentlemen, the $200 investment club essentially is about 5 key things. One, peer pressure. Somebody came, and I think he's in this group as well, who came to meet me and said, CM, there's an academy I belong to. In that academy, they charge us $500. We pay $500 and they are giving us signals. Everything they're giving us is not a big deal compared to what, I know you have access to and you are enjoying. Come and do this. I said, I don't have time. I'm so busy in the market, looking at trends, getting different things. I really don't have time to play with all of that. I have full-time work. I have full-time work like times 3, essentially. But, I said, when the time is ripe, maybe we'll look at this. The person will say $500 they're doing. Maybe he wants to do 1,000, he wants to do 2,000. And yes, if I do 2,000, it probably will streamline the people that will have access to it to people who are serious. But I felt, let's make it available. Let's make it a little bit more available generally. What I think you're going to get, one, you're going to get positive peer pressure. It means for your DCA, BitNob is not optional. It is compulsory. Okay, it's compulsory. Everybody who wants to be a part of this is on BitNob. You have your plan set. You don't miss a day. You are doing it consistently. You can be spot checked. You can show us a screenshot. We can see how things are growing. Positive peer pressure on ensuring that you're doing DCA. So you're part of the DCA gang. Okay, number 2 is education. I realize that people need to know how to do many things. Sometimes when I talk to people, I say, do this. Somebody says, what you told me to do, I have to go and do a Google search, watch a few videos before I understood what you were saying. How can you just tell me I should increase my slippage? How do I know what slippage is? Okay, so realize that there's a lot of education that needs to go into the space as well. So there'll be education. There are also signals. Signals are there's news that we have heard about something that will become exciting. You may want to position with it ahead. So you get signals, you get information ahead. Are not daily signals, not things that this coin is about to pump. Go on, no. General signals that gives you an idea of the direction and the trends and allows you to be able to position and take advantage of it. Access to public sales. Via the launch pads that we have, you'll be able to have access to public sales, have access to the IDOs. We'll be able to create those opportunities for people. My thinking is we'll be on about 4 or 5 different pads. So we have Binance matching pad, we'll have cross pad, kick pad. We'll probably put in Poker Starter and put DocDAO there and be able to have access to opportunities in a variety of places so that on a regular basis, on a week-by-week basis, we can be sharing profits once or twice while the bull season is on. And then, of course, access on private sales. Now, access to private sales is going to be volume-driven. So if you want to do, the minimum we'll probably play with here is about $1,000 because the fees on some of these exchanges are getting wild. Today, for example, I did some transfers on Uniswap today and the fees were about $120. As in swapping fees, the fees are getting crazy. Of course, it's making everybody begin to default more to Binance Smart Chain, which I think increasingly is the future. I won't be surprised if I see BNB go as far as $2,000 in this bull run. Why? Because there's a shift going on currently. So take it as a signal. Binance BNB is going higher. Pancake Cake is going higher. You can take it to the bank. It will go higher because things are shifting in those directions. The fees are cheaper. The cost is lower. BNB will get big traction. Okay? If you want to get another signal, pay attention to Solana, pay attention to Cardano. There will be pads that will be driving projects through their channels. Before this bull season is over, they're going to experience phenomenal pumps as well. Tough to get into, difficult to get into. Research the companies, participate in their whitelist. These are opportunities that can have available and access to as well. So there'll be access to 5 of these things. Now, I want to ask a quick question. Is there anybody in the house who is interested in being a part of this $200 investment club? Now, get it right. When I said $200 investment club, it means the $200 is not payments for any investment. It's just payment down to say I want to be a part of this and have access to all that's available on the platform. That's what it is. Okay. And of course, there's going to be a caveat. There'll be a slightly different discounted play for the people that are in the green community, and then the general play of a $200 investment club. Okay, I can see yes here and there. It's not being kicked off today. I'm just sharing with you the general idea. I'm going to, and I'll tell you something. If you say, you know what, I want to start my own $200 investment club. I want to be able to do mine as well and be able to organize my group. Fantastic. We'll give you an opportunity. We'll give you, once we set this up, essentially, we'll create an opportunity and a platform and a structure that allows you to be able to take it. Once you're a part of this, you can take it as well and create yours and begin to spread the love there as well. But essentially, we want to build this group to be able to ensure that we have a few key things locked down that people can have access to on a regular basis, and BitNob DCA compulsory. So if you're in the house today and you don't have the BitNob app, you're not doing DCA, you're not doing any plan, you need to begin to do plans. You need to begin to ensure that on a daily, regular basis, there's something that you're driving, there's something you're putting aside to ensure that come bear, come bull, you are ready for the next 5 years, the next 10 years. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, some of the people that are in this meeting casually today will look at their pulses in the next 10 years and will see $5.6 million. Okay, for some of us, maybe we're in our retirement, and at that point in life, we're going to combine together, maybe two of us, or one person just says, you know what, I want to be a VC, I want to be an angel investor. Who has problem? How can we help Nigeria? How can we help our country? How can we make phenomenal things happen? Those are the kind of conversations that we can have. And honestly, I wish I understood this very clearly 4 years ago, but nothing spoiled. Okay, nothing spoiled. You know why I said nothing spoiled? Because today, over 90% of everybody you meet has no idea what is going on in this space. You are in this Zoom meeting today, 93 people, okay? In this Zoom meeting today, you are way ahead of millions and millions of people who don't know what's up. And I guess what? Many people even know what's up. And all they know about what's up is Dogecoin, Akita, Shiba Inu, SafeMoon, SaferMars, DogSwap, DogShit, Peak Finance. Those are the kind of things that they know about. They don't have an idea of DCA. They don't have an idea of a few very interesting projects. They don't have an idea of what the trends are, what is possible in the space, and how they can leverage on it. Oh, people are making money with shitcoins. Okay, but people are going to get wrecked with shitcoins as well. When the rugs get pulled and things come to whatever, people will get so used to leash that they will not know when to unleash from leash. But like I said, for all things that you want to get involved in this space, once you understand DCA, you have access to phenomenal information that you can utilize in any of your spaces. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it in a nutshell today. I will take a few questions and I will drop the mic. Okay, so let's take a few questions today before we wrap it up. We are getting close to 100 already. I can see that some people are joining us quite late. So let me answer the questions I have on the question and answer space, and then we'll take it on from there. Okay. Please, if you are in this meeting where the information will be shared, where the links will be dropped, where the value will be, is either on one of the Telegram groups. So if you are not in any of the Telegram groups, let me see if I can get you the links so that you can begin to plug into the Telegram groups. Let me see if I can find the 10X group, or if there's anybody in the meeting who has access to the 10X group link, please drop that link so that people can begin to utilize them. The 10X group is, I want to be involved. I like the idea, but I don't have a lot of money. I have sub $2,000 that I want to utilize. That's 10X. 20X, I have quite some money. I really want to play in this space, 20X. And then 100X is, I am already a Green Mondays distributor. I'm in a Green community. I'm a paid member. I have an exclusive club and an exclusive access. That's 100X. I don't share those links in the meetings. Those links are for people from within the Green community. So for all of those who are here who want to be a part of any of these groups, those are the links there. I have money, 20X. I don't have much, 10X. Those are free groups. Okay, when you join the free groups, the investment club links will be shared on those groups, will be shared on the WhatsApp groups for those who are in the WhatsApp communities, will be shared in those places so that people can opt in and be a part. I'll probably also create a mechanism for people to invite their own friends. I'll probably get a small commission doing it as well, so that we know, okay, we have this. Remember, the key functionalities here is positive peer pressure. We're not collecting anybody's money for anything. If we point you at something, we'll show you what we are pointing you at. You're not paying for any investments. We don't want to deal or deal in that. We're not collecting any money from any investments. We're only pointing in the right direction, giving you signals, giving you education, giving you access. We'll point you to the road, we'll give you access. You do what you like with it. You have nobody to blame. Will the $2,200 be in the form of a deposit be built on, please? No, it's not a deposit, it's a payment. It's like, I'm paying for an academy. I'm paying to learn. I'm paying to create to have access. Is a one-off payment that gives you access for the entire year. Okay, and then of course in the course of the year, you want to look at how much gains you've made, how much profits you've made, and look at it and evaluate and say, was this worthwhile? Did it make sense? And one of the key things that we'll make sure as the club is to ensure that it makes sense. If you are in Green Mondays, don't worry. There'll be a separate conversation for Green Mondays about the discounts that they will enjoy, but this is just general idea. So questions quickly on the Q&A. Can I get the recording of this session? Yes, it's going to be on YouTube. We have a channel on, there's a channel on YouTube. I'm going to try and put the link to the channel so that you can subscribe, hit notification, make up your mind to register to be a part of the community of the channel. So I'm going to give you the links. I'm trying to see if I can find that. If anybody gets there before me, you can push it there into the group as well. So you want to ensure that you are on the channel. So let me just see if I can give you the link to the channel. Please like, there are a few videos there already. Like, subscribe, try and be involved in one way or the other. I'll give you the link for the subscription. That's the YouTube channel. You can subscribe there to be a part. So the recording is going to be on that channel like some minutes, hours after this meeting. So watch out for it there. Okay, Esther's asking, can I get the recording answered? What's the difference between private sales and public sales? So private sales, that's a very good question. Private sales are 3 months, 4 months, 6 months before the project goes public. Okay, it's the realm of seed investors, the realm of VCs, the realm of influencers. Before a project becomes an issue, before it comes out publicly, there's a private that happens 3 months to 6 months ahead of the public sales where people can buy into. So I have a number of projects I've analyzed at private sales level. So basically they're saying in 3 months time, we're going to have a token generation event. We have no tokens yet, but we're building this project. We're building something amazing. It's going to be exciting. We're still at scratch. You're going to look at the business, look at the possibilities with the business and invest. Usually at that point, they give you like a 2x or 3x or more ahead of the public sales value. So you can have 1.5x or 2x ahead of the public sales value. And typically when it goes to public sales, it can still do 5x, 10x from public sales. So you may be able to enjoy 5 to 10x based on the fact that you are in at private. So that's between private sales and public sales. Someone's asking, can I do a once-off investment of $5,000 and keep for 10 years? Yes, you can, Henry. The only problem with just doing 5,000 and keep for 10 years is many people are not emotionally stable enough to see that their $5,000 has become $2,000. So when you invest it, for example, you put it in Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin was 58,000 when you did it, and then Bitcoin goes to 49. It means your money has come to 3,900. What's likely to happen? You are likely to panic and want to sell. The emotions will take over you, and you wonder, I put my money in something, and I can see my money, and I can see the value dropping. So we advise people do DCA. If you have $5,000, yes, if it goes higher, you will enjoy more profit. If it goes lower, your heart will shake. So why not just split your $5,000 into 100 places, $50, and do $50 every week? It will take you 2 years to finish spending the money. And if it goes high or it goes low, it goes middle, you don't have that emotional burst or emotional feeling of let me put my money out, because you are buying low, you are buying high, you are dollar cost average. I hope that's clear. Someone is asking, say, how can I get into BitNup? Very simple. Go to App Store or go to iOS, look for BitNup Technologies, download the app, okay? And inside the app, you can find over.com where you can get vouchers, buy the vouchers, you can buy it with your card, load the vouchers, it loads directly to your Bitcoin or directly to your USD wallet, depending on if you want to buy Bitcoin directly or if you want to buy USDT first, and then do a plan to be buying Bitcoin. Someone's asking, what is the club taking off? Please, this club will take off this month of May. This is just the introductory meeting to share it with our close community. If you are here in this meeting, you have the opportunity to have a floor space in it by being in any of those communities. We will launch the club this month. This is just basically, sharing with the close community before we go to the public. Thank you, Adebayo. Is the Solar Club membership a one-off cost or annual? Currently, the way it's seen, it's annual. Okay, it's annual. But let's see what the first year looks like, and then we'll know, how it progresses. But as it is today, it is annual. So it says, how do I start with BitNob? Very simple. Go to iOS if you are using iPhone. Go to Play Store if you are using Google or any of the Samsung phones, and download BitNob. Look for BitNob Technologies. It's black and green, fluorescent green. Download the app, sign up, and you are in. It's free. When is the club likely to kick off? This month. Shortly. Please, I want to understand, belong to investment club will still require that I do the activity to participate in the sales. It is by myself. Is that correct? No, you don't participate in anything yourself. The only thing you need to do yourself is your dollar cost averaging. Okay, you ensure that you're doing dollar cost averaging, because we'll check ourselves and say, are you doing it? Where are you now? Show your screen. Okay, we'll have a way to challenge ourselves to ensure that we're doing what we need to be doing on a regular basis. So we have a DCA gang, it belongs to that gang, and we'll have levels. So we show our levels. And of course, if you become an ambassador in BitNob, become silver, become gold ambassador, fantastic. But for the opportunities and the deals that show up, essentially, we will, the club will go fishing, and then whatever value is accumulated from that, you don't need to run around to do anything. If there's anything you need to run around to do, we will also point you there and say, this one is available. Do you want to do this one? But it's optional. All of that will be optional. There will be things that the group will be doing regularly that you can be a part of as well. Can you give your opinion on Bitcoin mining? Okay, that's a very interesting question. Bitcoin mining requires a lot of hardware, a lot of electricity, a lot of it's a lot of power, a lot of hardware. And typically, it's best for environments where those things are not as expensive as they are in Nigeria. In Nigeria, technically, as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm using diesel. Okay, and that's typically what you have in an environment. So the costs are higher. By the time you finish mining the Bitcoin, you may realize that the Bitcoin and the price that it was mined are equal. Okay, so typically you have it in Europe and those places, and it requires a lot of capital investment to get things footed. Now, interestingly, there are a number of other coins you can mine. So there's mining happening on a number of places. There's farming, there's DeFi. There's a lot of things happening in various places that allows you to be able to create some other coins and some other tokens without as much capacity sunk. Usually what I think is the easiest, best way is just accumulate your Bitcoin. Everybody in this space who is looking at the future is thinking, how much Bitcoin can I stack? How much Bitcoin can I stack? So whatever altcoin you are doing, whatever it is you are doing, it all just comes back to how many Satoshis have you been able to stack. That's the psychology that I think makes a lot of sense. So I like you to think about it from that place. Please, sir, I don't understand the voucher issue. Can you explain better? Okay, this is about BitNob. The voucher is very simple. So because of the CBN laws that says in Nigeria, for people in Nigeria, that you cannot connect your bank directly to buy Bitcoin, what BitNob has done is BitNob has partnered with another company, another foreign company that is into vouchers called OVA. These vouchers are prepaid gift cards. You can buy $5 voucher, $10 voucher, $100 voucher, $200 vouchers. When you buy these vouchers, you can take your $100 voucher, take the PIN code on it, load it under vouchers in your BitNob app, and the equivalent value in dollars, net of very minimal charges, will be loaded into your wallet. So you can essentially buy vouchers that help you load your USD wallet, your BitNob, with $100, $1,000, $500, $1,000, whatever dollars you want, and then you can now do your DCA plan through the plans to say, I want to be taking $1 every day to buy Bitcoin, or I want to be taking $10 every week to buy Bitcoin, or I want to take $100 every month to buy Bitcoin. You can have your plan that way. Okay, please, can you show us step-by-step process of how to operate the BitNob on a chat after sign up? Okay, there are videos that do this. If you want to know more about that process, join the BitNob community. I'm going to give you the link to that community. It is t.me/bitnobles. Okay, you can join that community and they'll give you the videos and the trails for all of that there in that space. Somebody says, why not solar? We have been on solar for 11 years. Yeah, solar will power a few things. You power your basic amenities. By the time you have the machines that you want to use for mining, the computers, the servers, your solar will need to sweat it out. The amount of extra panels you buy will be a lot. Sir, does it mean that each person has to pay $20 to join the opportunity? By God's special grace. Thank you, Damilare. For everyone that's interested, it's not compulsory. Ideally, for the class of what we want to set aside, the suggested prices that I've heard from people is $2,000 or at least 1,000. People that are not doing as much are doing 500. We want to go lower. So $200, trust me, is low. We'll fill $200 quickly, and we don't want a large crowd. We don't want too large a crowd that we can manage. How is it that possible for people abroad? It's possible for people abroad, but not possible for people abroad. We are getting agents in different countries right away. So if you are in any country and you feel you are not supported significantly in the country where you are in, essentially, you can simply become an agent. But we're having agents in a few places. That will be easier with time. Is it possible to load Bitcoin with Binance or any other way aside the over voucher? Yes, you can transfer Bitcoin from Binance directly to your BitNob wallet. But what's the point of, if you do that, so you can do that, but understand DCA. DCA is, I don't want to put all the capital at once. So even if you use Binance to move Bitcoin into BitNob, you want to convert that BitNob to USDT so that I can DCA it. So understand this. See BitNob as a bank. BitNob is a bank, and very soon it's going to be launched. Every USDT you have in BitNob, soon you will be able to earn interest on it. BitNob is a bank. You can collect loan on your cryptocurrency assets. So the plan is, even if you're moving Bitcoin in from Binance, which you can, into your BitNob wallet, into your Bitcoin BitNob wallet, convert it to USDT, so that you can now set up a plan that helps you fill it up and buy when it's low, buy when it's high, and dollar cost average. So typically, this is what I want you to imagine. For my Bitcoin portfolio, and let me see if I can show you, okay? Because they say tell me and I will forget, show me and I will understand. Okay, we don't have much time left. I've already actually run through the wrong way of time that I wanted to use, but can I show you this? Are you interested in seeing this? If you want to see how this works, just say yes so that I can show you. If I have 10 yeses, I'll go ahead. Okay, good. I have yes, yes, yes. I have yes for people that understand it as well. So they are encouraging me to show it to the people that need to see it. Okay, thank you. So let's say, for example, I want to show you my own app. So share. This is my phone. And this is my BitNob app, is under finance. This is my BitNob app. And I log in. Okay, so this is my current reality. So here's the idea. So under my wallets, I have two wallets. I have a USD wallet, okay, and I have a Bitcoin wallet. If I move Bitcoin from my Binance or Bittrex or OKEx or Gate.io or KuCoin or whatever exchange, if I move it here, it stays here in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin rises, it rises. If Bitcoin falls, it falls. Everywhere it will be my Bitcoin wallet. I can keep this here for 5 years. Fantastic. But if I want to DCA, if I want to do dollar cost averaging essentially is making sure that from my monthly salary, from my weekly earnings, I want to be putting something aside, I want to put something aside in dollars. And then I want to now make a plan to say, even if I'm putting it monthly, so let's say every month I put $100 here. When I put $100, I'll now put a plan under plans and say in that plan, from my USD wallet, be taking $3 every day, so that in 30 days, all the $100 will have finished. Before it finishes, I will have collected another salary, I'll put it inside, and then you continue that way. So two things, I will have the Bitcoin I've bought once in my Bitcoin wallet. I'll have the USDT I've bought in my USD wallet, but that value will be reducing. As that value is reducing, the value of what's on this screen, which is what I'm buying based on my plan, will be increasing. This screen shows you how my USDT wallet has been depleted to buy Bitcoin. I've depleted 5,461 from my USD wallet. And today it is worth $9,700 in Bitcoin. I can withdraw this Bitcoin now into my Bitcoin wallet. So if I withdraw my Bitcoin wallet, then it's my Bitcoin wallet. This one here is BTC already. This one is USDT, but it's being reduced by my plans to fund my Bitcoin wallet as well. So if you move it on Binance, let's say, for example, you move $5,000 from Binance into this place, I can divide it by 2 and say, I want to buy $2,500 now. That one, I bought it now. If the price falls to $2,000, I will not be angry. If Bitcoin becomes $2,000 tomorrow, I won't cry. If I know I will cry, I only put there what will not make me cry. I move the rest to USDT, and then I do a plan to say for the next 2 years, for the next 1 month, every day, take $1, take $2. That's the plan. So the idea of DCA is I don't put myself so heavily in Bitcoin already that I am unable to feel my emotions begin to run riot. I am doing it every day. So today, for example, I'm not worried. If Bitcoin is going high, I'm happy. It's going low, I'm not sad, because I know that I have a plan to buy every day. It doesn't faze me. I hope that's clear. Okay, so that's clarified. I hope that's clearer. Let me answer just a few more questions and then I'll end it, because I don't want the video to be too heavy. Is it possible to load Bitcoin with Binance? Yes, it's possible. Where can I buy dollar voucher? You can buy the vouchers. There are many agents. A few agents are here in this group as well. Some of them will share their names and their links. If you go to TME, you meet agents in the Telegram group as well. And then on your app, you can actually directly connect to over.com and buy, and it will certainly also credited to you automatically as well. All our agents are going to have those features as well, where they can automatically ensure that people can get vouchers from them even while they are asleep. How can I become an agent in Canada? Okay, connect with me. We're looking for agents around the world. You can become an agent in Canada. You can become an agent anywhere. Just go through those groups. So if I join the investment club, when it's time to invest, then I'll just pay some other money somewhere and the investment will be done by the club. So I'll give you an example. If you join the club, for example, and we say this week, something is going on this week, a particular company is launching, we have an opportunity to invest as much as $1,000. If you are interested, send the money here. Once it's done, it's shared amongst everybody. That's the end of that deal. So fast deals like that. If it's an investment to be done, the company tells you it's an opportunity for this investment to be done. If you are interested, pay for it directly. This is the page to use to pay for it directly. When it is done, it will be loaded directly to you from there as well. The club wants to ensure as least as possible, there's no people's money are held here. Everything needs to be clear and transparent. People need to do their own research and take responsibility for some of the things that they will do themselves as well. But once we use positive peer pressure to drive ourselves to move forward. Okay, somebody has put a number for an over agent there to say if you're interested, WhatsApp this number and you can begin to get access to the vouchers. So please, when you say DCA, is it a platform that helps to hedge the USD on the long run? When I say DCA, I'm saying that BitNob helps you DCA. BitNob basically helps you to use you can take your money, convert it to dollars, and then convert it to Bitcoin and hedge against the deflationary value of your local currency, and at the same time enjoy the leverage of Bitcoin's trend over time, so that ultimately on the long term, when we give an example of 10 years, and I said if I started this 10 years ago and I was doing $30 per month, today I will have $3,500, but because I was using it to buy Bitcoin, it will be worth $5.6 million today. That's DCA. It's a two-level leverage. One, hedging with the dollar. Two, hedging with Bitcoin. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions that have been pushed to the box. Thank you very much for an exciting Money Mondays. For those who are excited about the opportunity to be in the investment club, don't worry. There will be more information in the coming days, and you will be able to have an opportunity to be a part. It's been my pleasure being your host today at Money Mondays. I hope that we recorded this. And if you're watching online, please subscribe, get your friends to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification button, and ensure that when the video drops next time, you can get it very quickly. I hope we've all enjoyed and had value one way or the other. Thank you very much for listening and listening. Well, I look forward to 10 years from now, where the average person in this room will be a millionaire in dollars. And at that time is when you are qualified to say, here is $1 million for me. Just go and have a good time. Thank you very much, everyone. Catch you Monday next week on Money Mondays.